Hello and welcome to Star Trek Infinite. I'm Shadow Coast and welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to review the user interface at the highest level to help you navigate your Star Trek Infinite journey. Now, this game is based on the backbone of Stellaris, another 4X game, and you're going to notice that the user interface is very similar to that. So for those experienced with Stellaris or new to the game, hopefully you found this video helpful. If you do, please drop a thumbs up. And while I've played a decent amount of Stellaris, I am by no means an expert, so if you see easy things I missed, please be sure to comment down below. Without further ado, let's jump in. There's going to be a lot in each of these areas, so I'm going to keep this very high level. Starting in the top left, or top left, not the toppest left, we have our mission tree. When we open this up, this will be very critical, and this is going to be unique to Star Trek Infinite. So here, as we do different things, we are going to unlock different potential journeys we can pursue that continue to branch, leading to potentially different outcomes in how our journey ultimately ends. So be sure to check out the mission tree so you can see what you want to work towards. Each faction has different branching abilities, and this is what's going to make different playthroughs more unique as you work towards different options in game. So don't forget to continue to refer back to this to progress your mission tree, which will progress the game. Moving up, the very top left, we have our government tab here. We can see some basic information on our government. Here we can see modifiers impacting our entire empire or government, or society, depending on what we're playing as well as relations. We can see demographics here, which gives us some general information on our population, especially as it grows. Moving on from there, in the top left here, these are our resources. We have energy, deuterium, minerals, and more. You can hover over each of these, which is really important. In Stellaris, depending on the faction you play with, these can change. We'll see if that's the case playing Star Trek Infinite, especially with potential DLCs. Underneath that, we have important information. Empire stability. Less stable is not good, so keep that in mind, and we can impact this by building different buildings and keeping our population happy. From there, we can see spread, total spread. This is our administrative capacity. Note that we need to build our administrative infrastructure, so as we continue to spread and expand our empire, we can administrate it appropriately and things don't fall off the rails. Envoys, we can send envoys to interact with different factions, so keep that in mind. Empire population, we can see the different types of, beings that compose our population, and officers. Officers are brave members of your empire, which will crew military ships. So effectively, we are going to need to build or grow or groom more officers as we expand our military power. Over here to the right, you're going to see a little button here that will open up traditions. This is also unique because as we adopt traditions, it will allow us to do sub-modifiers here. Although adopting traditions costs, that's right, Unity. So you have to manage this as a resource, which will help. This can have a significant impact on your campaigns as well as playstyle. So keep that in mind. Moving over to the top right, this is all about time. Spacebar starts and stops time. We can speed it up, we can slow it down. You can use these plus or minus keys on your keyboard to increase or decrease. So we can go half speed up to 1.5 speed, which is really important. Here, this little thing opens the main menu. You can also open the main menu by clicking escape. You can save your game, settings, load, etc. So keep that in mind. I do recommend that you save semi-periodically because you might make a mistake, forget to do something, and want to save scum a little bit. That's perfectly okay, especially when you're learning a game as complicated as this one. Here we can play music. You can actually advance it, so we have a little music player. And then we also have search. So if you're searching for a known star system, let's say you have a pop-up that says, hey, something happened in Frigus, and you type in Frigus, you can then kind of center zoom over to it. So if you zoom in using the scroll wheel here, and you click this and we type in Frigus, right, it's going to center us there, which is helpful. Down here we have our outliner. If you don't see that popped up, you just click this little button or click O, which opens it. And this outliner is actually really effective. We can actually edit it on how we want, but it'll show us our planets, our shipyards, our star bases, our military fleets, and our civilian ships. So you can quickly jump to it. Now you're going to have to do some scrolling within this panel because as it expands, it'll go down and continue to expand as you have more fleets, planets, bases, etc. But it's basically your quick reference guide here. We can go to different star bases quickly. And again, as always, you can also sort by different things like planets, etc. to make it easier. In the bottom right here, galactic tension, this is helpful. The more tension, if you left click here to open up this panel, the more tension there is, the more likely everyone's going to break out in war. So keep an eye on this. The more tension means more conflict, which means you're going to want to be ready and prepared for a fight. So we have our empire score we can also access here, so we can see where we stand in the standings on multiple metrics from economies to overall victory conditions. So keep an eye on that. In the bottom center here, you have different options. One of the most important ones is clicking M and E, or clicking this button here in the middle, which will take us to a system or into a system and then out onto the galactic map. Again, mouse wheel, you can scroll in and out consistently. We can do different map modes that are going to highlight different things as it becomes important. So keep that in mind. So if you're looking for certain things, you can kind of click on this. It'll subtly change the map depending on what you're doing. When claims mode is activated, the claims mode displays available claims. So especially if you're looking to expand and create Casa Bella, these are really helpful to kind of see what might make sense. And then you can also see trade routes, which are really important to conduct potential trade, which will help with not only resource gain, but also diplomatic options, among other things. So keep that in mind. All right, coming over here. When you select ships or planets or other things, star bases and mining stations, what will happen is it'll show in the bottom left. So depending on what you're selecting, that's important. So for example, if we have a construction ship, we can then use these tooltips to construct. So whatever you have selected, look in the bottom left to see not only what you selected, but different options you have depending on what you select. From there, you have your hot links for your construction ship, which is really helpful. It's right there. And then you can also open up your main class planet, your homeworld planet. This is also important because this will be your most critical planet for any faction. So keep that in mind. Moving up there to the top left, we have this bar here. So hovering here, if we click F1, we'll open the mission log. F2 is contacts. F3 is market. F4 is planet management. F5 is expansion planner. Edicts and policies, traditions, ship designer, fleet management, technology, species, and leaders. All these have a lot in their own right, and I'm not going to get into all of them for the purposes of the length of this video, but be sure to check them all out. And that is the overall basic UI of Star Trek Infinite. If you did go on to find this video informative, please be sure to drop a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in future videos. And obviously, please comment, as I am sure I missed multiple things. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in future videos. Shadow Coast out.